Smith here, and it's time for more Otaku Evolution. Be sure to like, subscribe, and contribute to my Patreon. So, voice actors. We've talked about them at some length in these videos. While I review mostly with English dubbed clips, I am a fan of both the Japanese and English dubbed sides of anime voicing, and I have particular favorites, as I've laid out before. And now to get to some more, as I once again named 3 Japanese voice actors and 3 English dubbed voice actors I'm a fan of. Let's start with a legendary seiyuu I'm surprised I hadn't already gotten to, Masako Nozawa. Everyone knows Masako Nozawa, right? She's been in the business since the 1960s, but she's probably best known for playing Son Goku in the Dragon Ball franchise. Well, and Gohan, Goten, Bardock, Turles, Goku Black. She plays anyone who looks like Goku, with all apologies to Soulja Boy. She started playing Goku when he was a little boy, and has played him well into adulthood, something that seems to only be controversial in the West. Her adult Goku voice and her childhood Goku voice are as different as her voices for Goku and Gohan. That is to say, similar enough that you could tell it's the same person, but different enough that you could accept them as different ages of the characters.
あんたこそ人間なの？当たり前だ。なんかオラと違うな。ひょろひょろして弱そうじゃないか。だって私女の子だもん。女？お前女なのか？だって。
ご飯、あいつはすごすぎるんだよ。俺たちがいたって何の役にも立てない。俺たちがいることでかえって悟空が気を使って邪魔になるだけなんだ。
本当？お父さん。
すまねえな。あいつの強さは思っていた以上みてえなんだ。
はい、わかりました。
There's a sense of warmth and down-homeness to her delivery of Goku. He has a certain inflection and sing-songy or chirpy eccentricities that help fill him out as a personality. With Gohan, there's that same innocence, but more put together and formal. There's fewer little ticks in Gohan's voice.
まだかな、予選再開。
知り合い？
うん。山吹色の道着を着た人、お父さんなんだ。
あんたお父さんは死んだって。
うん、そうだよ。だから頭の上に輪っかがあっただろ。
何者なの？
But Nozawa has played other characters than Dragon Ball once. For instance, Gilmon in Digimon Tamers, and Dr. Kureha in One Piece. Oh, she also played Tetsuro in Galaxy Express 39.
もういいよ、見なくても。
悲しい思い出も辛かったこともいつか懐かしくなる時があるの。見ておけばよかったと思う時が。
そんなの年取ってから後悔すればいいさ。今の俺は機械の体が欲しいだけさ。希望を叶えてくれる機械の体。
Okay. She doesn't have the most amazing, far-reaching range in the voice acting community. But the fucking heart she puts into each performance is brilliant. Nozawa recently turned 85, and I hope she has many more birthdays to come. To me, Nozawa will always be the voice of Goku.
もうレース終わっちまったんか。ね、もうレース終わっちゃったの？楽しみにしてたのに。僕もみんなと一緒に走りたいよ。わがまま言っちゃダメだよ、ゴテ。きっとまたみんなと走れるチャンスがあるからさ。いやー、俺らもみんなと一緒に走りたかったぞ。
Having debuted in the mid-1980s, Koichi Yamadera has been in a boatload of roles himself. He's even been Batman. But he's probably best known as Spike Spiegel in Cowboy Bebop and Ryoji Kaji in Neon Genesis Evangelion. He has a smooth, deep sensuality with a tinge of sadness to his performances in these roles.
やっぱり一緒に暮らしてた人の言葉は重みが違うわね。
暮らしてたって言ってもカツラギがヒールとか履く前のことだからな。
学生時代には想像できなかったわよね。
俺もガキだったし、あれは暮らしっていうより共同生活だな。ままごとだ。現実は甘くないさ。女がいた。 俺は初めて本当に生きてる女を見た。そう思った。あいつは俺が亡くした俺の片割れさ。俺が欲しかった俺のかけらなんだ。
Yamadera doesn't just play the aloof cool types. He's also been the altogether ordinary but sharp Section 9 member Togusa from the Ghost in the Shell franchise. It's hard to stand out in a cast of voice actors that includes Atsuka Tanaka and Akiya Otsuka, but he manages to hold his own, much like Togusa himself.
山口が知った本庁上層部の不審な動きというのはそのことだと？
はい。
でもインターセプターそのものには違法性はなく、書類さえ提出すれば警察関係者なら誰でも使用することができるはずよ。
ですが書類の提出は確認できませんでした。当然法律で義務付けられている第三者の立ち会いもありません。
But he can also use a rougher, gruffy voice for characters like Beerus in the Dragon Ball franchise. He's able to sell a lot of comedic moments for the character while still seeming like an intimidating presence overall. And in recent years, he's taken up the mantle of the voice of Inspector Zenigata from Lupin III from the late great Goronaya.
図に乗るんじゃないぞ。破壊。
担当替え？
ああ、麻薬だ。ルパンは死んでおらん。俺はまだ奴の死体を見ていない。
He's also played non-Japanese animation roles. In Japan, he's been the official voice of Donald Duck for quite a while, playing him in all the Kingdom Hearts games, and has even dubbed over movies for actors like Will Smith, Jim Carrey, and Robin Williams. Dude is a legend in his own right. The last Japanese voice actor we'll be covering in this video is Junichi Suwabe, who, like Yamadera, is known for having a deep voice, though it doesn't quite have the same exact qualities as Yamadera's. His roles have varied over time, but my favorites are always when he plays sort of jaunty, boisterous, outrageous guys like Dandy and Space Dandy. He always has a lot of presence, whether he's playing a lower note character like Abakio in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Golden Wind, or the charismatic Victor in Yuri on Ice. He can play very playful, though equally dangerous characters like Kenneth Slade in Mobile Suit Gundam Hathaway.
ギギ、今夜俺と付き合えるよな。
この非常時に？
つまりだ、ギギは幸運の女神なんだな。でさ、俺と寝てくれればキル系部隊はまさに真実のキル系になる。
But like I said, he doesn't just play one kind of character. He's definitely different as Paul von Overstein in Legend of the Galactic Heroes De Noitesse, for instance. I just happen to like him in certain kinds of roles more, like my favorite of his roles, from 2003's Fullmetal Alchemist TV series, Greed.
それが欲しくて僕を誘拐したの。
俺強欲だからよ。金も欲しい、女も欲しい、地位も名誉もこの世の全てが欲しい。そして永遠の命もだ。
There are a lot of Japanese voice actors I'm familiar with, mostly the old school ones, that I'd love to highlight again sometime, but I've got to get to the English dub voice actors now and show that I'm not just watching anime in its native language. Let's start with Michelle Ruff, who has a distinct basic voice, but is able to stretch and shape it in various ways to become different characters with different cadences. I first noticed her in Gundam 8th MS theme as guerrilla fighter Kiki Rosita, a spirited but stubborn girl with a hopeless crush on the main protagonist. She can play strong female leads like Yoko and Gurren Lagann, great supporting characters like Tatiana in Last Exile, and, well, mixed bags like Cecily in Gundam F91. But she can play characters that are a little off the road, too, like the awkward and anxious Tsukiko Sagi in Paranoia Agent, or the stoic, taciturn Yuki Nagato in the Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya.
On the day of the tournament, I was wondering if it was possible to make it rain. You know, a big one that'd cancel the game with a rain delay.
It is possible, but I would advise against it.
Yeah, why's that?
Any alteration of the regional climate could possibly have devastating after effects on the ecosystem of the planet.
And about when would these after effects happen?
Several hundred to 10,000 years.
Then I guess we better not try to do that, right?
Right.
But my favorite role of Ruff's by far is the smoldering sex-pot femme fatale Fujiko Mine in the Lupin III franchise. She brings a sense of charming playfulness, but also dangerous mystery to the role, with varying degrees dependent on the tone of the Lupin feature, from the shallower but disarmingly cute Fujiko of Part 2, to the more ambiguous, sometimes menacing Fujiko of the woman called Fujiko Mine, and every shade in between.
Ogling costs extra, old man.
Oh, I see. All comes down to money.
There's one other thing. I'm curious about why you felt the need to put on this little act. It wasn't even a good performance, Lupin. Are you stupid or something?
Well, letting you die alone seemed a little lonely.
Guess so. If this really is the end, I should settle down with a nice guy. I wonder who I'll pick.
Aw, don't be like that. Do you see any other guys up here?
Well then.
I really hope she can continue playing Fujiko Mine for a long time to come, because to me, she's every bit as iconic as the Japanese voices of the character. And now we talk about the rough and yet somehow also smooth voice of Crispin Freeman. What is it about Crispin Freeman? He is able to give his characters a remarkable presence, a gripping sense of gravitas that separates him from a lot more ordinary-sounding voice actors, and yet his performances don't sound so exaggerated as to be a parody of themselves. Of course, probably his most iconic role is the vampire of all vampires, Alucard, in Hellsing and Hellsing Ultimate, and he definitely sounds like he's having a lot of fun as him.
Come on, get up, attack me! You've only suffered the loss of your legs. Summon up your familiars. Transform your body. Heal your severed legs and stand. The evening is still so young. Come on! Hurry, hurry! Pull yourself together! The fun has just begun.
He has this weird mix of growly and suave to his voice, which can suit sneering, extravagant villains or serious-minded, reluctant heroes. He always has this sense of passion and sharpness to his performance you get with every title he's in.
If that's the case, isn't it safe to assume there's a mastermind among the Ministry's top dogs? Plus, let's not forget the Ministry was hacked from the Vocational Aid Center where I blew that undercover investigation I was on. Look, I'm telling you, there has to be something relevant to the Laughing Man incident in there that they're trying to keep secret! Well, with all that dating, wasn't there at least one guy you were even a little serious about?
Absolutely not. They all took themselves way too seriously, and not even one of those dorks was an alien, time traveler, or even an Esper.
That's how people are normally.
Okay, so what's with most of them asking me out over the phone? I mean, shouldn't important stuff like that be done face to face, not phone to phone?
Yeah, I mean, if it were me, I'll just agree with her for now.
You don't hear Freeman in as many dubs as he used to, which is a shame. But I guess eventually the older generation has to give way to a new gen of voice actors. I just hope that there are anime fans out there still watching the titles Freeman performed in. And finally, we turn to Texas for another immense talent, and both a superlative and ubiquitous performer, Colleen Clinkenbeard. Clinkenbeard is more of a chameleon of a performer. She doesn't have a consistent sound so far as I can tell. I can only think of a couple of characters of hers that even sound similar. But that's good, isn't it? And more to the point, she always delivers. Clinkenbeard has been in a variety of different roles over time, so many so that it's hard to really pin down what her signature performance is in the way you might do with another voice actor. I first remembered hearing her as Rachel Moore in Case Closed. The only other character I can think of that sounds somewhat like her Rachel is her Momo from My Hero Academia. Or maybe Milerna in Funimation's redub of The Vision of Escaflowne. All solid performances, by the way. Maybe not intensely stand-out ones, but all workmanlike in quality. She never falters. I guess in recent years, she's probably made her mark playing the main protagonist of One Piece, Monkey D. Luffy. It's an enormous franchise, and she's dubbed the character in hundreds of episodes in several movies. I'm really glad Funimation took over the dubbing of the series and she was cast as Luffy, because she does an excellent job capturing Luffy's irrepressible spirit. But she could also do the more intense scenes, too.
Took your place for you. Because if it weren't for your brother, you'd be dead and he'd be walking free.
That's the truth. Try to kill me now! Huh?
If you had to pick a role that sounds similar to her Luffy, it would probably be Gohan in Dragon Ball Z Kai. I felt like she did an amazing job encapsulating Gohan's innocence and steadiness, but also his occasional rage. She's definitely my favorite English dub voice of Child Gohan.
Don't do this! I'm my father's son, Bulma. Dad fought Frieza because he had to. Because it was him or us. I have to finish what he started. But why you be killed, Gohan? I can try. Piccolo would understand. It's what he and Dad would have wanted.
But if I had to pick my absolute favorite Clinkenbeard role, it would be in dubs that, all in all, I feel are a little overrated. She, however, is fantastic in them, though, whether in the first series or in Brotherhood, as Riza Hakai in Fullmetal Alchemist.
It can't be. You didn't! You bitch!
She deserved an award for that scene alone. Anyway, I've covered plenty of anime voice actors these past 3 years, and probably won't do another of these for quite a while, if at all. But I want to leave you with a list of other anime voice actors I really enjoy, and ask you to name some of yours in the comments. Next time on Otaku Evolution, how hard is living up to Cowboy Bebop? Impossible. Until then, see ya!